Okay, so I'm just gonna get started by starting off with my first spread I've ever did in this planner, and I did exactly one spread in here. And this was the first time I ever did like a bullet journal type spread. This is the first one I've ever done, and today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be flipping through every single journal slash planner I own that I use for the purpose of bullet journaling. So here's the first spread. This is March 20th to the 26th in 2017. I'm going to be showing all the journals in chronological order, as in like what I started with and what I'm using currently. So yeah, this is my first like ever actual bullet journal. This is a notebook that is dotted that you can get at Michael's, I believe. I don't know if they still have them, but I think they do. So if you are like an OG follower of my Instagram, you may remember these spreads, but this is the first spread I did in here. I'm just gonna be quickly flipping through because I have a lot to go through today. And there used to be pictures here, but I took them out, so which is why some parts are empty or even ripped out because I used them for another spread. And here I have an Instagram tracker, and this makes me like really emotional because I hit 1,000 followers on Instagram on January, February, March, April, May, right? May 1st. May 1st, I hit 1,000 followers, which is like, I still remember that day till today. This spread is very heavily inspired by Study with Inspo. Some washi tape, swatches, some doodles. These are all empty because I took the pictures out again. And as I flip through these journals, you can see that my style my style went through a huge journey, and I have a lot of people ask me about how I found my style and stuff, and I do plan on making a video about it because it was a very long journey and did not happen overnight. So as we flip through these different journals, you'll be able to see how different my style has changed and how it keeps changing as different journals I use. So this is another change I had over here. I still remember making these spreads, and it's like very emotional to me. So yeah, I believe those are all of them in this one. This is definitely something I will never throw away because it has like my first ever spreads in here. And then the third journal I ever used was this Mosseri Co. bullet journal. If you guys remember me posting pictures of this, you're also a very OG follower on my Instagram. This is from Mosseri Co. Like I said, it was customized to say my name, Justine Spujo, here. I have a sticker here. And this is where you can tell I really got into Produce 101 and 101 in general. This is another Instagram tracker I made, and it says that I hit 3K on May 15th and 4K May 22nd. The other ones don't really have exact dates. Some pictures that I glued in here. This is the spread that made it on BuzzFeed, if you guys know that. This is the spread that I posted, and it was on a BuzzFeed article. If you guys remember that, then you are also a very OG follower. I have the key in the second page for some reason, I don't know why. And I remember making this spread in a Instagram live. One of my favorite spreads I ever made is actually this one. Very rainbowy. This was a spread I did in one of my very first videos actually. Another one of my favorite spreads. This is the spread I made for the final episode of Produce 101. This is a Blackpink spread I did. This is when they did their comeback, which was last year, their last comeback. You can see I was very into a lot of doodling and adding stars and clouds and flowers and mountains like everywhere. I was obsessed with it. I believe I did this spread on an Instagram Live as well. I haven't done an Instagram Live in so long. This is a spread I made for a 12K special. I asked you guys on a post to like say anything positive because I'm doing a 12K special spread, and this is all of them. And reading these also makes me very emotional thinking about this. I don't know when the exact date is, but I see a lot of my friends' comments here. And then this is the last spread I did in here, which is an EXO spread, also one of my older videos I did, and it's actually gone now because I deleted it. So yeah, this is the third journal. After that, I got the Rhodia dotted journal. This is my least favorite journal I've ever used, and also my least favorite journal I ever, like my worst spreads I feel like are in here, because I went through a very big journaling block when I was using this, that my like every single spread has something crazy and different from like the spread before, I feel like. So I very disliked this, but towards the end I start to find my style more, but in the beginning of this journal it's just all over the place. So I'm just gonna flip through it quickly. This is definitely where I start to find my style more during this phase of me. as you can see, a lot of these spreads are very undone and unfinished because I was never satisfied with them. And especially like here, Friday when school's out, I'm just like done for the week. For the rest of the week, I'm just done. Yeah, so after that, there's nothing else. So this was the fourth journal I used. Next is this one. This is the moleskin dotted hardcover journal. And this one I actually went back to using a few days ago. So as you can tell, I never really finished these journals, which is a lot of waste. And I do tend to go back to using them because I feel like I get tired of journals easily, so I go back into older journals that I haven't finished and just like restart. So this is a spread I did recently, which you'll see later, but this, and the cover was actually different when I first used this, but this is, I changed it a few days ago. And this journal, I feel like my style was more put together than my last one, so this journal, I don't really mind looking through. And then here, I didn't do the lyrics for these, unfortunately. As you can see, this Happy Thanksgiving. Today is the 21st, so tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So I did this last year, which is really, really weird. Time flies by. Like, I remember making this spread the day before Thanksgiving. And this I made on Thanksgiving Day. Also, this one I made on Thanksgiving Day. This I never filled out because I wasn't happy with it again. And then skips a few pages and goes to this spread. This is when my style was all over the place again because I wasn't sure what I really liked. And then, yeah, I go to this spread, which I made this week. Yeah, this week. This is a moleskin journal that I use. This one's not very filled, but I do want to fill the rest of it with me because I kind of got tired of using my Midori, so that's just why I went back to this, because I missed using a dotted journal. Next is another Master Co journal, except this one is a planner, and I barely use this, like barely. Let's see, I did a little bit of this, and I did a little bit of this, and then I did like one more spread, and that's about it. And then I did part of this, and I believe that's it. This is it. This is all I did. Do want to go back to using this, definitely, because it's so wasteful. You know, so wasteful. Next is this. This is my favorite journal ever, like my favorite completed journal I have. Those favorite spreads I ever done in this journal. And this is when I used the Midori for the first time and fell in love with it. And this is also when I really found my style, so yeah. Next, I use this. This was sent to me by Notebook Therapy, which is a online website where you can get stationery at, and it's a very small miniature journal. And I only did 2 spreads in here because this is like, I wanted to use this as like a personal journal type thing, but the 2 spreads I have in here aren't that personal, so I decided to share them. And this is the first one I literally just did for fun because I wanted to try this journal out. And then this one I did in my I was invited to KCON New York video. That one is actually privated now because I'm not very proud of that video, but it's that spread. And then I don't have anything else. That's this one. And then another Midori notebook. I didn't do many spreads in here because it hasn't been that long since I've gone in this. So this, I'm gonna flip through this quickly as well. And then that's it in here. So yeah, I didn't do many spreads in here because it hasn't been that long, and I've been using different journals while I was using this one. So this one is a Miniso quarter planner, my storybook journal. And if you saw my stationery favorites video, you would have seen how this is laid out. I'm just gonna flip through what I have so far. I like started this and then I didn't like it, so I made this. And then let's go here. And then here. And then that's it in here. I was obsessed with this journal when I first used it. And then it kind of went downhill after that because it's basically a new spread for every single day. And that was pretty stressful. Well, it wasn't stressful, it's that by the end of the week I was out of ideas. So my spread started to go downhill. Like, look at this one. Like, this is literally nothing. And this one I'm not very proud of either. But this first spread I ever done in here I really like, but like I feel like as it went on it went very downhill. But I do want to go back to using this and do want to use the back side of this journal more because it has like gridded pages and stuff. So yeah, this is a Miniso planner. And then lastly, finally, we're on the last one. This is a notebook that I get asked what notebook it is a lot on my Instagram, and it is a Snaps custom notebook that I made, and it is gridded pages. So if you open this, it looks like this. And then yeah, that's it for this spread. That's it for this journal. It hasn't been that long since I've gotten this one. So after using this one for like about a week, I went back to using my Moleskine, which is why this one's not very full yet. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. I've been filming this for way too long, but that's because I went through so many of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you comment down below your favorite spread that you saw. I do have multiple favorites that I saw, so I'm very curious to know what you guys' favorites are. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.